Sawadika. Happy New Year 2025. Welcome to Creating Magic with Rotary, a monthly live talk that dives into the inspiring world of Rotary service projects. We are simultaneously streaming on Sudichai Live, Mojo Club, and Rotary channels in 7 Southeast Asia countries or cities. My name is Supan Vibunma, your moderator. Imagine a land of vast steppes where nomadic traditions meet modern aspirations, a land of breathtaking beauty and ancient history with an approximate population of 3.5 million. Today, we journey to Mongolia, a nation rich in culture and spirit. We'll celebrate the 30 years of Rotary clubs in Mongolia and explore the remarkable work with the spirit of service above self over the past 3 decades, focusing on their impact within Rotary's 7 areas of focus: peace and conflict prevention and resolution, disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and the environment. It is my honor to welcome 5 Rotary leaders from Mongolia in today's episode titled The 3 Decades of Rotary Mongolia, 7 Areas of Focus. But first, may I introduce my co-moderator, Ganzorik Sen. He's the past president of Ulaanbaatar Rotary Club in Mongolia's capital city, Ulaanbaatar. Hi, Ganzorik. Thank you for joining me as our co-moderator. You're in London, aren't you? Would you please introduce yourself a little bit more?
Thank you, Supan, and greetings from the foggy London. Yes, and thank you for your warm introduction. And I served Rotary International as assistant governor in the Rotary year of 2016 and 17. Also served as my club president in the Rotary year 2012 and 2013. And I'm also a past Rotaractor. And out of these 3 decades of Rotary in Mongolia, I'm honored to be part of this great family for more than two decades. So it's a great honor to be discussing these 3 decades of history over the next 45 to an hour with my fellow colleagues from Mongolia and yourself.
Great, 3 decades. Happy anniversary, Ganzorik. Before we welcome all other guest speakers, would you please give the audience a brief history for this milestone?
Yes, thank you. Yes, as I said, I'm really excited about this session. And as we enter 2025, and we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary of Rotary in Mongolia and 25th anniversary of Rotaract in Mongolia. And to me, it's not only about the Rotary history in Mongolia, it's really about talking about the how the nation prospered since 1990, since we adopted the democratic constitution and we chose the free market economy. And as a nation, we prospered a lot, and Rotary played its role in its prosperity. As a developing nation, the government or the state wouldn't have all the resources to tackle all the issues in the communities, but Rotarians were there from the early days to address the community needs and give back to the community, while also having the vision to support the future leaders of this country. And we have some proud Rotarians to be the members of the parliament and were serving the public services at high ranks. So, and also our Rotarians and Rotaractors and Interactors continue to goods in the community. So it's really about the big picture and the big impact we've fortunately had over the past 3 decades. And I'm honored to have Mr. Ganbold on this panel. He's the founding father of the Rotary in Mongolia. So I'm really looking forward to hear more from him. And I also would like to pay respect to all the charter members and those who have served the community with us over the past 3 decades. And I'm also excited to be on this panel with my fellow future leaders of Rotary in Mongolia, because we are a very young nation. Almost 70% of our nation is under the age of 45, so we have really a great, bright future for Rotary in Mongolia and also for the nation. So I'm really looking forward to this discussion today.
Wow, very inspiring and interesting. We will later on discuss what is Rotarian, what is Rotaractor, what is Interactor, which might sound a little bit strange to viewers, but don't be, questioning this. We will discuss about it later. Let us now welcome and introduce our 4 other distinguished guests, starting with Mr. Ganbold Chuluun from Ulaanbaatar Rotary Club. Hello, Mr. Ganbold. Then Salima Bolor-Erdene from Ulaanbaatar Khangarid Rotary Club. Then Ariuntuya Bayarmagnai from Kuri Rotaract Club. And last but not least, Najilma Sangzok from Gerege Rotary Club. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Hello.
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 Hello, everyone.
Hi. Would you please, Gansorik, lead us to listen more about them, all of our guests?
Yes, I would like to ask Mr. Ganbold to briefly introduce yourself to our audience. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. And it's a great occasion that we are meeting at the beginning of a new year, which is going to be very special for the Rotarians and Rotary movement in Mongolia. And I think it's not an important moment and milestone for Mongolian Rotarians, but it's internationally quite an important event for the Rotary International. My name is Ganbold Chuluun. I'm one of the founding members of the Rotary Club of Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia, the very first club in this country, 30 years ago. And I'm a former banker. I was also quite active in international relationship activities. And currently I'm retired, but I'm still doing some voluntary work. And I am now the chairman of the Art Council of Mongolia, briefly.
Thank you, Ganbold. And next, I would like to invite Selma to introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Ganzorik. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year, and thank you for having us for this very interesting and inspiring interview. And I'm Salma. I'm also the Rotarian and came from the Rotaract history. I'm working in a business consultancy industry in hospitality, machinery, and franchise industries. And I think I'm already around 10 years in Rotary and been serving as assistant governor 2 years ago and participating in many volunteering projects in Mongolia.
Thank you, Selma. And we have Ariuntuya as our next speaker to introduce herself. Ari, please.
Hi, hello everyone. Good afternoon, PAGs and DAG and all the moderators, all the people who are watching this live event for today. So my name is Ariuntuya, and you can call me just Ari. I'm the immediate past president of the Kure Rotaract Club, and it's been like 4 years since I started my journey in the Rotary in Mongolia. And my major is chemical engineering, and now I'm studying the master's degree in the Mongolian National University.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ari. And we have Namjilma also on this panel. Namjilma, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Good evening, all. First of all, thank you for Sipan and all others for having us on this during this milestone anniversary of the Rotary movement in Mongolia. My name is Namjilma. I'm kind of new, younger generation in Rotary in Mongolia. I used to be in a Rotaractor for 7 years, and now it's 5 years of my Rotary journey. Yeah, and I will serve as assistant governor from 2025 to 2026.
Wonderful. Thank you, Namjilma.
Wow, thank you all for joining us. We'll start our conversation with Ganbold. Ganbold, as one of the founders, would you please share with us the initial challenges faced by Rotary clubs in Mongolia?
Oh, thank you. I had problem with unmuting my microphone. Sorry. So technically, it's still a challenging event for me today, but I hope that I will cope with this successfully. First of all, can you imagine that 3 decades ago, if you look into the world map of Rotary, it was a blank spot all the way from the Ural Mountains in Russia down to Hong Kong, not a single Rotary club. And so when we started the Rotary movement 30 years ago, we changed this Rotary international map. Definitely, as Kanzorik mentioned, Mongolia was at that time just starting to transition from the post-communist society to market economy and democracy. Lot of challenges, not only to do their voluntary job, but in general, starting new businesses, learning new rules, how to live, how to behave. Can you imagine that the country was changing itself to change the mindset of the people, how to adapt yourself to new environment and to new conditions? All this was along with our attempts to develop Rotary in this country. And we were lucky to have a group of people who somehow, maybe at that time, not very aware of the consequences, but still with very big heart and with big dreams that one joined by others can do far more for the society and for those who are really in need. And looking back to 3 decades of our endeavors, I can say that we can be very, very proud of what we have accomplished. Just, I remember that at that time Mongolia was still a lost part of the world. People knew very little about this country.
Wow, what an achievement. What about the reaction of the communities or the government?
The community were at a loss. They were not aware who we are.
Oh.
Why did these people are doing this? And are they just very rich people that have nothing to do except, just spending their own money or money of others to do something? But I think that we were lucky to invite people and to attract attention of the international community, also Rotarians across the world, to help us to promote this wonderful movement, international movement of charity and goodwill that will enable those who are in need to achieve really something. And my very first project of our club was a little girl, a 3-year little girl with 2 holes in her heart. She was really desperately need to make a surgery, but at that time, Mongolia was not in a position to resolve this issue. But Rotarians in Australia, they invited the father and the girl to come to Australia. And that's how we realized that magic of Rotary, that even being in Mongolia, you are still a part of the international community of people of big heart and goodwill who can do a lot. And so we saved the life of that girl. And that was really, really had a very important impact to promote Rotary and to find more supporters of this movement in my country and of my club. And I can go on and on with very interesting human stories, but I think that younger colleagues have something to say.
Sure. Gansol, is there anything you would like to add, especially from then to now? How many Rotary clubs already in Mongolia, and what is your comments? Because you've been a member for 23 years already.
Yes, thank you. And so since those early days, now when we look back, and we're really thrilled to make such a great progress. Now we have 22 Rotary clubs, 13 Rotaract clubs, 18 Interact clubs, and 1 Junior club. And in terms of our family, we're more than 1,000.
Can you also
communities.
Sure. Gansoli, can you tell us a little bit about the difference between Rotary Club, Rotaract Club, Interact, and so on and so forth?
Yes, definitely. So Rotary clubs sponsor the youth development projects, and Rotaract started in late 1960s as a program, and then it has become an official part of Rotary International since then. And recently, Rotary International has made a decision to elevate Rotaract and become equal partners. So Rotaract has such a power and resources as Rotarians do. So basically, Rotaractors are the young leaders in their communities aged between 18 to 30, and the interactors are the pupils at their respective high schools, or in Mongolia, it's the secondary schools in their final years of high schools. And it is also a program initiated by the Rotary International, and Interact started first, and then when Interactors progressed, Rotarians thought, hey, we should have some program for these upcoming young leaders, and they initiated Rotaract. So it's three generations of community leaders and those who serve to their communities.
Amazing. Collectively, you are about 1,200 members. Now, I think it's time to involve other speakers or guest speakers to discuss specific areas of focus stories. Would you like to take this over, Ganzorik?
Yes, with pleasure. And over the past 3 decades, Rotarians in Mongolia, with participation of our Rotaractors and Interactors and the wider community and our partners, we've done numerous projects. And I'd like to hand over to Salma, really start this discussion. And Salma, can you give us an overview of what we have achieved over the past 3 decades in Mongolia with our partners and donors and sponsors?
Hi again. Sure, it's my favorite part to talk about because this is something that I am personally very much proud of, to share and to tell a story about it. So in Mongolia started 30 years ago. These good things in Mongolia, and through the clubs that currently we are a number of 22, we have implemented over 500 community projects with the various budgets, but currently over 14 million USD dollars. So we Rotary has 7 areas of focus, and personally, I've been like wondering how does this focus been selected, how it's been chosen specifically for these 7 areas, but. When I started being Rotarian and doing all those participating in these projects, I've seen that those 7 areas are areas where the community needs those needs community needs have been determined. And currently in Mongolia, most of our projects, 50% of our projects are about the basic education and the health in the health industry areas. And currently nowadays we have around maybe more than 20% which is in environment. Seems Mongolia has a small population of 3.5 million, but it has a very big territory, and it is a part of the big ecosystem from world. And so that we starting focusing a lot of on environmental projects in nowadays. And speaking of some of the good projects that have been memorized in my memory, the Keep Mongolia Green, for example, project's been started over 10 years ago, and it still continues in some ways. There is so many districts, over 10 districts, as I remember, been participating in it, and all Mongolian clubs. So it's something that big, the voice that been be sharing and then implementing in dedication of this purpose of this project still makes it alive. And also some projects, like as I said, we have a lot of in health areas. So as mentioned by Mr. Ganbold, that we had heart safe hearts projects that's saved over 300 children's lives. And if project started of taking children to the abroad for the treatment, nowadays we brought those doctors, we brought those equipment, and we trained the doctors, and we made happen to treat more than certain numbers of children now. So this is something very important, I guess, that adaptation of those projects locally. And also we have good projects, very environmental ones. And as we can see that, the projects have been initiated based on community needs, what we see around, what happens to our friends in the family. And then we may think that currently everything is now solved, everything is now good, but now the modernization, digitalization, and then the modern life brings more things for us to do, I guess. Like, for example, the mental health. I think after the post-COVID time, I think even the developed countries, even a lot of millions of the people were need in support of the mental health, for example. So yeah, and I think the Namjilma can also share some names of the other projects as well.
Yes, thank you, Selma. Before I ask Namjilma, just a quick question to Ganbold. So, you've been involved in number of projects over the past 3 decades, but Selma mentioned Keep Mongolia Green project, which is one of our most favorite projects. And I know that in one of our future Rotary International presidents, Mr. Yun, was personally involved in this project. Would you like to give us a bit more information about this project and its importance to wider international community?
Okay, thank you. So, can you imagine that this process of desertification? It's not the problem of Mongolia alone. When you have sandstorms in Mongolia, it may reach not only southern parts of Mongolia, it may reach China, it may reach South Korean peninsula. It may reach even Japan. So you can imagine that this is a problem concerning not only Mongolia, but this is a problem that internationally we should try to tackle and resolve. And so 20 years ago, 2005, some Mongolian clubs initiated together with 17 districts in South Korea, Rotary districts, this project called Keep Mongolia Green. So, and it is now, we have very concrete results of this project, and it has been supported even today by the government of Mongolia. And the president of Mongolia initiated the program called 1 billion trees. So to plant 1 billion trees in the territory of Mongolia. And so the entire initiative was started by Rotarians in this country. And so you can see that the significance, the importance was appreciated and understood by the government and the more wider circles, not only in Mongolia, but around the world. So I think that the significance of the Rotary initiatives can go beyond the circles of Rotary. So very shortly about this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganbold. Namjitma. So, what attracted you to Rotaract and then to become a Rotarian? Is there any specific project that really attracted you to Rotary?
Yeah, you guess right. First, when I joined the Rotaractors, I was in my early 20s, and I actually didn't know that children's hospitals or children's room in a hospital wasn't that good condition physically. So when I joined to the Rotaract Club of Narendal around 12 years ago, and in the first two meetings, I participated in a project called Dream Corner, which they decorate the rooms for children. And by that time, I had no children, and I didn't know that condition. And first time I saw the result of the project, it really inspired me to do good, even I have no children. And playing kids around that room, and the kids, not only just kids, they are battling with the sickness, and it was really inspired me to stay in a Rotaractor. And being in Rotaractor like become a lifestyle for me, with a lot of friends, a lot of projects. Then also becoming a Rotary inspired the Rotary community in Mongolia, also in our district, the Hong Kong, Macau, and they were like very welcoming and supporting for a lot of projects that are doing by the Rotaract clubs. So it really inspired me to do good with a lot of people. It's a 1 million people around the world. It's a big family.
Thank you, Namjitma. And next, I would like to ask Ariuntuya, Ari, could you give us share us your perspectives about the Rotaract projects and some of the projects that you've been personally involved in, and what roles Rotaractors are playing in our society? Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone again. So this year is 25 years of the Rotaract in Mongolia, and for over the past years, the Rotaract clubs has grown continuously. So for now, we have a total 13 clubs. 12 of them are a community basis, and we it's about 4 active members, and we have implemented over 70 projects, raised over $1 million for now. And also last year, that we implemented the first ever the global grant by the Mongolian Book Library Project, initiated by the Hure Rotary Club and Mongolian Rotaractors and Osaki's Rotaract clubs. And also, I want to mention the two main and my most favorite projects, what we are doing. The first one is like a IC project by Ulaanbaatar Rotaract Club, like a founding club of the Mongolian Rotaract and community. It aims to diagnose the vision disorder in young children early and has been implemented continuously for more than 10 years. It's very good. And it's like total about like 8,000 children have been examined now. The second one is like I think the most Rotaractors likes this project called like a Lit Heroes. I think the most people heard about like that, which was initiated by the Told Rotaract Club first, but it has been expanded the scope since the 2021. It's like it has been become the large point, the big project of the all the Rotaract clubs. And also including the Interact clubs member also helped us. And the main goal of this project is like give the hope and the encouragement to the children who are sick in the hospital. We also want to say like the children, like you are the hero fighting your illnesses. This is the very good thing, my favorite project of this. And as a Rotaractors, we see our interactors future generation. So we are building the meaningful connection between the Rotaract and the interactors. And it's so fun to inspiring to service together. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ari. That's exciting. As a former Rotaractor, I'm always excited to hear about the projects that our Rotaract clubs do in the country. And I think we can go on and on talk about the projects, but in short, I think we've touched the lives of every households, every families in Mongolia over the past 3 decades, and we'll continue to do more. And I think now it's time for us to shift our conversation to the future of Rotary in Mongolia. And I would like to start with Ganbold. And would you like to share your vision and your future plans for Rotary in Mongolia as a whole?
The future is very bright. Just to be very concise and very short. I remember the time when there was only one club in this country. And so we didn't expect that. We didn't know when we are going to have our second club, the third club. And now we already had 23 clubs. We have 2 areas which is divided, this Rotary movement in Mongolia divided into 2 areas with some dozen clubs in both areas. But I hope that one day we will have more than 20 clubs, but there would be 30, 40, 50 clubs, and we will become a district, a Rotary district one day. But we shouldn't be in a hurry, in my view, because Rotary is not just, emotional thing that you think that you can do this today, and then tomorrow you want to say goodbye to what you've been trying to do. And so you need consistency. You need true loyalty to these principles of Rotary. Also, you need certain determination to be helpful to society. And this is not easy thing. And one day you can be frustrated when you don't achieve the result that you wanted to. So in this situation, this Rotary family, which was one of our colleagues just said that 1.2 or 3 million people are so important. When we started Rotary in Mongolia, Mongolia was still isolated nation. We were under this previous rigid regime. And when the Mongolia wanted to have international exposure, Rotary was one of the bridges and the windows for Mongolia to achieve this goal. And I think that the mere fact that we are part of this Rotary district with the Rotary clubs from Hong Kong, Macau, and Mongolia is something very special. And all our projects are implemented thanks to the cooperation of Rotarians throughout the world, whether it would be in Thailand, Australia, US, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, whatever you call it. Without this, there wouldn't be this successful story, human stories of Rotary. And I think that from that standpoint, I have a very strong belief that we have a wonderful and very bright future for the Rotary in Mongolia.
Thank you, Ganbold. And now I'd like to ask Namjilma and Sama to share their perspectives about the potential areas for future service projects in Mongolia.
Yeah, I agree with Ganbold. Yeah, that there's a lot of bright future in Mongolia for Rotary movement, and I believe that our society still needs those areas that we are implementing projects, including not only the children, but children and mothers' health, environment, and so I really know and believe that there's a lot of need of projects and a lot of need of more Rotarians in Mongolia.
Selma?
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree. So we have a very bright future and we are just on our early stages of our path. And personally, I feel that I believe that we are part of the world. We are Rotarians, same as around the world. And for the Mongolia, our community needs us, and we have a lot of things that we can fix, we can create, we can initiate, and also I think it also helps of us for us themselves, so ourselves. Because it's not something that we help others, we also develop ourselves, we make friends, we build the community, we build the trust, we build some communications, we build all those relationships, and that helps to create the more healthy community. So this is I think very important, and that currently all our doesn't matter the age, that the family Rotary members, even the supporters who are not in the clubs, those are people who are making this movement more and more in the future. Yeah.
Thank you. Ari, would you mind sharing your perspectives to the viewers of your age about the future of Rotaract in Mongolia?
Yes, I also agree with all of the people, and also I believe that I think we will scale up the clubs projects and the joint projects with the collaborate with all around the Rotaracts. I hope this one too, and I also believing that aspiring the Rotaract leaders and our 25 years of foundation connections still can make a long-lasting impact, not only in Mongolia, but also in the world.
May I add to what just has been said by my younger colleagues? Supang, you did a good job to invite people of different generations of Rotary to this session.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I am so optimistic is that you can see that we have very strong young generation of Rotarians. Not only Rotarians, but Rotaractors we have a very strong group of young people who are dedicated to the principles of Rotary through Interact movement. As said, this is at the secondary high school kids, or Rotaractors, of the people who are under 30. And even the Rotarians are very young. 30 years ago, I was also young. And when we started the Rotary movement, and one day you realize that you are already 30 years older than that time. But now we have really a good generation of young Rotarians who can do the things in the right way, proper way, and brilliantly.
Wow. Wow, very proud for you. Now that you are talking about future generation, can we have a little words about, or some words about Asia Pacific, upcoming Asia Pacific Regional Rotaractor Conference in June? Now, who will address this, Gansorik?
Yes, I think this is a great demonstration of the development of Rotary and Rotaract in Mongolia. And I'd like to ask Salma, who is the chair of host organizing committee for APRC 2025.
Yeah,
Salma,
we have about 2 minutes. Please go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, we will have our in 2025 June 6th to 9th we will have a Asia Pacific Rotaract Regional Conference, first time in Mongolia to be organized, and currently we are doing all the preparations, and it welcomes all Rotaractors from various districts and regions in the Asia Pacific region. So yeah, and it will be very Mongolian, traditional, cultural, and very exciting, exclusive event where we're inviting all of you.
I see. What do you normally do in this big conference like this? And by the way, Coach Ben, please get ready with the video, which is very interesting.
So it will be basically a 4 days event covering different topics with the keynote speakers, a cultural exchange, interactions, new friends, new culture, and everything. So it will be a very exciting event that where all the young and not only young, it's all welcome to join, because it's not only limited to Rotaractors of certain ages. It's for all for Rotary family community. And yeah, we have a very short promo video, which maybe will speak more than me. And yeah, we will welcome you to Mongolia in June.
All right. Can we see the video, Coach Ben?
APRC 2025.
Gansorik, please give a few words to welcome youth from the Asia Pacific region.
Yes, I'd like to invite all the interested Rotaractors and young people around Asia Pacific region to this wonderful event, which was first held in 2002, if I remember correctly, and I was the participant of very first APRC in Hong Kong. So it has gathered thousands of participants from across Asia Pacific. So I'm really excited to welcome you to this wonderful event and to my wonderful Mongolia. Thank you.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I can feel the commitment, determination, leadership, unity, and vision, especially the spirit of service above self from these 5 guest speakers. We have come to the very final part of our talk. So will each of you please leave with us one key takeaway or a final thought, starting first with Ganbold.
It's wonderful that we have this opportunity to share our views and our thoughts with the rest of Asia. And I'm very grateful that you have made it possible. Thank you very much. And I hope that this will trigger interest not only to Mongolia, but to Rotary worldwide.
Thank you. Salima.
I'm very appreciated for this initiative of the live talk, talking about 3 decades of Rotary from Mongolians, and because Mongolian community, Rotary community, is also part of the big Rotary family, and I do believe that we will be bigger and more of us in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Najuma.
Thank you all for having us. I really wanted to say that let's do good to the society while we can enjoy with our friends, our colleagues that we choose.
Cool. Ari.
Okay, thank you for everyone who is watching this. And also, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in Mongolia for APRRC 2025, where we will celebrate our shared valuable reconnections. And let's continue make magic together through the Rotary and the Rotaract. Thank you.
Great. And of course, last but not least, Ganzorik.
Thank you. I think I'd like to say it's in our DNA as a human being to be a Rotarian and to do good in our community. So, to our viewers, please consider joining your local Rotary clubs or Rotaract clubs, and let's serve our communities together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ganzorik Sen, our talented co-moderator. Thank you, all amazing guest speakers. Ganbold Chuluun from Ulaanbaatar Rotary Club, Salima Bolor-Erdene from Ulaanbaatar Khangarid Rotary Club, Ariuntuya Bayarmagnai from Kuri Rotaract Club, and Ms. Najilmar Zangsok from Gerege Rotary Club. Thank you, dear viewers, for joining us live or tape. Thank you, Coach Ben and Coach A, for a wonderful live talk production support. Remember, we welcome comments or questions on all social media channels. I will try our best to get back to you. Visit us at Facebook page, Creating Magic with Rotary, to connect with us for our next episode on Sunday, February 8th. And if you are interested in being involved in Rotary service projects or want to know more about Rotary, Google search or visit us at any Rotary club near you, or just visit Rotary website, World Wide Web, rotary.org, as appeared on the screen. World has changed. Watch us at any time, from anywhere, and on any device. See you next time. But before we say goodbye, I would like to ask you to stay on and listen to this small piece of musical work initiated by Ganbold and his committed Rotary members. Goodbye, take care, stay tuned.
Нэгэн зүрхээрээ хорвоог гэрэлтүүлж чадна бид хаалж хэвлэл надад хүч юм ертөнцийг